right, let's change direction. And you might notice, I notice now that I can see myself, one arm has a little bit more flexibility than the other. Sometimes we're not always even or symmetrical. Let's change direction. For me, it just gives me a goal. This side needs a little bit more stretching. I notice it's a little tighter than the other side. One more full circle. We'll let both our hands rest on our legs. And go ahead and take those shoulders up towards the ears and rest them back down. Take them up and down, up and down, up and down. And now go ahead and roll them forward and roll them back. Forward and back. And Sherry and Chris, I know you came in just a little bit after I had shared this. I'm going to do some exercises focusing on the shoulder and the rotator cuff. So I'm really working to warm them up before we get started. Nice, and go ahead and let them rest. So we're going to do a stretch to stretch out this forearm and the palm here. And so I have my palm facing you, fingers are down. The other hand's going to go ahead and pull those fingers back towards me. And if you can rest it on your leg or just keep it out in front of you. But this is going to, you're going to feel that stretch all the way down through the fingers. And go ahead and release. You can shake that hand out. And let's do the other side. Palm forward, fingers pointed down, other hand comes in and down. Nice stretch. This is a really good stretch if you're on the computer a lot or you're using a 10 key, anything that you're using your fingers a lot. This will help loosen up that tightness. This will help with carpal tunnel too. And release, nice. Go ahead and shake that wrist out. We're gonna work on these shoulders a little bit more. Raise one arm up, extend it up super high. We're gonna drop that arm behind and just try to stretch underneath the arm here by extending that hand, almost as if I'm trying to reach straight down my back, the center of my back. And go ahead and release. And let's do that other side. Arm nice and high. Go ahead and bend and extend down. I'm sorry, I'm going to let somebody else in. Extending that arm straight down the back. This is also stretching this tricep area. And release. Nice. All right. Let's go ahead and warm up that spine. We'll draw cat-cows. And so my hands are resting on my knees. I'm going to pull my body forward and lift up, arching my back, and then pushing, rounding the back, looking down. We'll do just a few cat-cows. Do them nice and slow. Really trying to articulate each little bend in the back as you rotate forward and backwards. And we'll do one more in both directions. And bring that body up. Nice. Let's go ahead and lift that rib cage up off of our hips here, and we'll do some rotations here. And so now we're loosening up that connection to the hips, moving the spine in a circular motion. This is also really good for digestion. Change direction. And we'll do one more rotation all the way around. Bring your body upright. Nice. We'll continue working on these sides. I'm going to go ahead and hang on to the chair so I have a nice, secure hold. Opposite arm comes up and we'll lean over. Really feel that stretch all the way down to where it connects to the hip here. And go ahead and bring that hand back. We're going to have that secure hold onto the chair. Opposite arm comes up and lean over. And go ahead and bring that arm back. Let's do that side stretch one more time on each side. Raise one arm up, lean over. And then if you feel comfortable, I have my left hand up. I'm going to take my left leg, extend it out. Get a nice stretch from my fingertips down to my toes. And go ahead and pull that leg and that arm back in. Now let's do the other side. Make sure you've got a secure hold. Raise that opposite arm, lean over. And then if it feels comfortable, go ahead and extend that leg out. Nice stretch all the way down from the fingertips to the toes. And go ahead and pull that arm and leg back in. Nice. Let's go ahead and warm our legs up a bit. I'm going to warm up my knees just by letting my legs swing back and forth. Now let's do some circles. This is a nice way to pop out any air that's trapped in the kneecap there. You might hear some popping, some cracking. Let's change direction. Just releasing any air that's trapped in there, allowing fluid to move in. And go ahead and stop. And let's do that flex with the toes and the foot, and then point, flex, and point. If you need to assist, you can pull up with your hands if you want to get a nice stretch across the bottom of your foot and across your toes. And then we'll switch feet to the other side. Nice. Go ahead and rest those feet down. We'll do one more forward stretch just to release the back of the body here. So right now my feet are directly beneath my knees. My feet are flat on the ground. I'm going to bring those arms up and extend forward. Try not to let the back round. The back is going to be as straight as I'm able to. That's going to help release any tightness in the lower back, the hamstrings and the glutes. And go ahead and bring that body up. This time we're going to extend our legs out straight. Be careful, you don't want that chair to slide out from underneath you. Make sure you've got a nice secure position here. My toes are pointed back at me, so I'm flexing those feet. My arms come up and I extend forward. So now I'm still getting that nice stretch across my lower back, but now I'm also stretching my hamstrings and my calves. Nice, and go ahead and bring that body up. Great work. Let's go ahead and we'll start our workout. We're going to begin without weights. We're just going to use our hands. And we're going to lift those arms up towards the ceiling. As I do so, I'm going to raise one foot up and pull it back down. And then I'm going to alternate the other foot. And let's do 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and pull it back down. Nice. I'm going to do a push across my body now. And as I do so, I'm going to bring that leg out and bring it back. Kind of like a stretch that we did. But now we're really engaging the core, these side muscles here. Now we'll do one side at a time. That way you can hang on and have a nice secure hold onto the chair so that you don't tip out. So we'll do this one side for a count of 10. And we'll begin. 1, pull it back. Feel those muscles pulling in. 2, pull it back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pull it back together. Nice. All right. So this hand's going to hang on. Make sure I stay nice and secure in my chair. Let's do the other side for a count of 10. 1, pull it back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pull it back in. Ooh, nice job. All right. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see this next move. This time my hands are going to go close to my body. I'm going to push them out. And as I do so, I'm going to lift one leg out, pull it back. As I push out, I alternate do the other leg. So now all my energy is going forward, and then I'm pulling it back in. And we'll do 10 push forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and pull it back in. All right. Nice job. Let's go ahead and find our weights. And as always, use weights that feel appropriate to you. Maybe if you don't have weights, you can use water bottles. You don't have to use weights if you choose not to. We're all at different places. And so you want to make sure you're listening to your body. And we're going to begin by working on these shoulder blades. I'm going to bring my weights up to my shoulders, and I'm going to push straight up and bring them back down. And as I push up, I'm going to add those legs just like we did without the weights. And so I'll push up and alternate lifting one leg then the other. And we'll do this for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back down. Nice. Go ahead and rest those weights at your hips. We did another move where we pushed across the body and brought those weights back. We'll do that same move, only now we have weights in our hands. And so as I push across, you can extend that leg and bring it back in. If that feels like that's too much with the weight, you can just push across without extending that leg. And we'll do each side for a count of 10. 1, bring it back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring it back. Nice. Let's change into the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and pull it back. Nice. Our next move, we'll have our hands close to our body. I'm going to push my arms out. As I push out, one leg's going to lift up. Now I pull it back. And then I push out, opposite leg pushes forward. And we'll do this for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Push it out and bring it back. Nice. Go ahead and rest those weights on your knees. I told you we're going to focus a little bit on the shoulders, the rotator cuff. I'm going to lift one arm straight up as high as I can and pull it back down. I'm going to lift one arm for a count of 10. So depending on your flexibility, you may need to do this without weights, and that's okay. because this is a really delicate area. You want to make sure you're protecting that shoulder blade. The goal is to keep that arm nice and straight, keep that body upright. So tuck that tailbone, protect the lower back, feet are flat on the ground. Let's do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, keep your abs nice and tight. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back down, nice. Let's do the other side. And you might notice that your arms move just a little different. I have a little bit more tightness in the shoulder, so I notice my arm doesn't go up quite as straight, and it's a little bit more of a challenge. I'm gonna do my other side for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back down, nice. Let's do both our arms together. So this is gonna bring both arms up. Sometimes when our arms, we wanna arch that back, right? Keep that tailbone tucked, protect that lower back. So tuck your abdomen, tuck that tailbone, keep that lower back nice and safe. We'll do this for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back down, nice. Go ahead and shake out those shoulders, take just a little break. Whew. I see some of you grabbing water, good. You know, with this warmth and even the wind, our bodies become very dehydrated, so you want to stay nice and hydrated. Okay, I scooted up just a bit so I have a little more flexibility. We're gonna work a little bit more on that rotator cuff, and I'm gonna add a little bit more of a challenge. I'm gonna raise that arm up, and I'm gonna take it behind me. I'm gonna tap the back of my chair and bring that arm back. So we did this originally as we were stretching and warming up the body. And notice I allow my body to turn and twist. I tap and I bring it back. So you can try it and see how it feels. It might be too much pressure rotating that shoulder with weights in your hands. You could do this without weights. Find a move that's comfortable for you. We'll do 10 on the right and the left. 1, tap, and bring it back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew, all right. Go ahead and shake that out. Let's do the other side. Find a position that's comfortable for you to have that nice twist. And let's do 10 on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last move here. Keep it nice and strong. All the way back down. Whew, all right. That one was more challenging. Go ahead and shake those shoulders out. And check in with that lower back. Make sure you're keeping it nice and protected. We're going to work on still the shoulders, but we're going to add this back part of the arm here. And I'm going to lean my body forward. And I'm just going to push those arms straight back. So if you were to see me from the side, my back is still nice and straight. I'm not leaning forward by curling the back. I just bend at the hips. Arms are hanging and they're pushing straight back. And drop that hand back. And we're going to push back for a count of 10. And let's begin. 1, push it back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and go ahead and release. Awesome. All right. Similar move, only we're going to add a little bit of upward motion. So I'm going to push back, and as I bring my body up, I'm going to go all the way up. Arms come up, and I go back to my leaning forward, push back, arms both come up, lean forward, push back. So that way I'm still working the shoulders, working these triceps, but now I'm engaging these abs. Got to keep that tailbone tucked, keep the back nice and straight. Let me go ahead and face you. And go ahead and drop those arms down. We'll start with a push back. 1, and bring those arms straight up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring those arms all the way up and release. Nice, good job. Since we're working on strengthening that core, let's go ahead and do another move. This one's going to feel a little simpler because I'm going to keep my weights close to my body. And I'm just going to lean that body forward and pull my body back up. Using these weights as additional resistance as I pull up and down. Don't push against your legs to lift that body. You use your glutes, use your hamstrings. Imagine these muscles pulling tight to pull that body upward. Keep that back protected, nice and straight. Tuck that tailbone. And we'll do 10 of these body lifts. 1, pull using the glutes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. Nice. We're going to do that move again, but this time I'm going to ask you to focus also on these muscles that are inside the body. And so we're going to pull up on that uterus. We're going to really tighten all these muscles inside here. And so imagine you have to go to the bathroom, right? But you can't go, so you've got to hold it all in. This is actually going to help strengthen all these muscles inside this area here. And so we're still using our glutes and our hamstrings to pull that body up. But as you're pulling up, tighten all those muscles inside. That's going to help really strengthen the core. So let's do that move again for a count of 10. And keep those weights close to you. And we're going to go ahead and lean forward. And let's bring that body up 10 times. 1, pulling all those muscles nice and tight. 2, tighten all those muscles inside. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, pulling the body up and release. Nice, all right, good job. I'm gonna face back forward. I'm gonna open my legs just a bit, almost as if I'm doing a nice sumo squat. If you joined our circuit class, we do a lot of poses with our legs apart. And so my legs are in alignment with my knees. So my knees and my feet are pointing in the same direction, as if I was standing and doing a sumo squat here. I've got one weight in each hand. I'm up forward on my chair so that I can drop those weights down in front of me. And so now I even have some weight on my feet. I can actually push against the ground and feel some resistance in my thighs here. If you're pushing against the ground, you can engage those legs. And that way, even though we're going to be working our arms, my legs are also engaged, so my whole body gets this workout. Hands are hanging down, and I'm just going to pull those arms up and drop them back down. But we want to keep engaged going up and down. So as I pull up, and then visualize that you're pushing back down, pulling up. I don't think any of us are old enough to have used one of those things the washboard to clean our clothes, right? Where we had that pushing, pulling movement. So let's imagine that we're actually on that washboard, and we'll do this for a count of 10. 1, push it back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, still push with your feet. 10, all the way down, and bring that body up. Nice, all right. So sometimes we forget, right? We're using our arms, we forget to engage those legs. Keep those legs pushing into the earth. We're gonna do that move again, only gonna add some motion with the body. So I'm gonna push down, and this time as I pull up, I bring that body up. And I can actually pull my arms and try to touch my shoulder blades together, lean back down, push, pull that body up. And so it's a very similar move, but now we're engaging our core. And we'll do this for a count of 10. And I have no idea why that's a washboard analogy. It just came to my mind. So, all right, so let's go ahead and do this for a count of 10. 1, push down, pull it up. 2, 3, touch those shoulder blades. 4, push against your feet. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pull it back up, touch those shoulder blades, and release. Nice. All right. Go ahead and bring those legs back together and rest those hands on your knees. You can take a quick breath. Whenever we're moving our body back and forth, it can raise that cardio just a bit. Pull on our breath. Okay, my hands are resting on my knees. I'm just going to engage my calves a little bit here. And so I'm just going to lift up on my tiptoes and back down. And I'm going to push up as high as I can. So I really feel the back of my calves engaged here. You can add some more resistance by pushing down if you choose. And we're going to go ahead and do 10 lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep your abs nice and tight. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold for a little bit longer. Go way up on your tiptoes. Push down. Higher on those tiptoes. Really feel those calves engaged. You're also working the bottom of your feet, that arch, and your toes. And release. Nice. All right. You can go ahead and find yourself back in your chair, nice and comfortable, and bring those hands up to your waist here. Remember to breathe. Okay, so we were really working these shoulders today. I'm going to help you strengthen these shoulders. I'm going to do that by raising those arms up into our goddess position, cactus. You can have palms forward or palms in. We're just going to do a nice little twist here, but keep these arms nice and strong as you pivot one direction and pivot in the other direction. Nice and slow. I'm not going to give you a count. I'm just going to let you do it for a certain amount of time. You can go a little faster, a little slower, however it feels comfortable for you. but you're really engaging those deltoid muscles, building up the strength in that area. It looks so simple, right? But this is a real challenge. You don't often use these little muscles. And just a bit more, take a deep breath in. And out, all right. Leave those hands in this position. Let's change. If your palms are facing each other, let's face them forward. If your palms are forward, face them in. Then we'll do a little tilt to one side and then the other. Two more, both directions. 1, 2, both directions. All right, go ahead and give those shoulders a rest. Whew, all right, go ahead and shake them out, shake out those arms. Good job. You might feel some warmth right there. You're really challenging those deltoids. Nice. All right, we'll do our wood choppers next. I'm going to have both my hands on one hip. I'm going to open up that arm and bring it back down. And we'll do 10 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Open up and back down. Nice. Let's shift to the other hip. We'll do the other arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice and big. Bring it back. Nice. Both weights go to the first hip. I'm going to do that wood chopper with both hands now. But make sure you're still going across the body. So even though both hands are engaged, I'm still doing that diagonal line across my body. And we'll do 10 to this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. And let's switch hips. And 10 on the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 across the body and back to that hip. Nice. One last move with our hands together. So I'm going to scoot up just a bit. And I'm going to put those hands directly down the center. I'm going to raise them up over my head and back down. And we'll do this last move for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. Nice. All right. Okay. Last move on these shoulders, just to give them a little bit of a break. We're going to move to our core. All right. Whew. All right. That was a great job. Now let's go ahead and work this core. I'm still going to keep those weights in my hands, but I'm going to rest them by my knee, and I'm going to shift them from one side to the other. So now remember, we're no longer working these arms, we're working the core. So you want to focus on these core muscles, moving those arms from one side to the other. So relax those shoulders, relax those arms. And let's move these weights over for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, keep those abs strong. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back to center. Let's go ahead and put those weights near one hip, and we're going to do that same movement on a little closer to the body. And so I'm going to shift from one side to the other. And so I'm going to ask you to engage these muscles here. And as I shift my weights over, I'm going to visualize these muscles shifting from one side to the other. So as these weights move to my left, my muscles move to the right. And as I shift it back, I move those muscles to the other side. So this is visualizing in the mind, but you're going to feel this shift inside your core. So we're going to strengthen these lateral muscles here. And let's do this for a count of 10. 1, shift those muscles to the other side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and bring those weights back. All right, one last exercise for the core, and this is the one where we drop one weight down, other weight comes up, and we shift from one side to the other. So now we're really focusing on these side muscles, and we'll do this for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring those weights back up. And a deep breath in. Whew, nice. All right, let's set these weights down. Please make sure you set them far enough aside that you're not going to knock them with your feet as we move our feet. Okay. Good job. I'm going to go ahead and do some knee lifts here. Get that core engaged, get those legs warmed up. I'm going to lift that knee as high as I can. I'm going to clap underneath, lower that leg, lift up the other leg. And so if you were to see me from the side, I am not leaning forward. My body stays upright. My knee comes as high as I can so I can clap underneath. And so you really want to lift those legs nice and high. And we'll do this for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. We're going to keep those legs moving. Put my hands on my shoulders. This time I'm going to touch that knee to my elbow. So I'm lifting just as high. I'm still engaging these muscles here, but now I've got a nice little twist involved. So now I'm really challenging these core muscles. And let's do this for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and place those feet down. Let's bring those arms into goddess. I'm going to open up one leg. I'm going to go into my mountain climbers here. So still lifting that knee up, only now I'm moving to the outside muscles here as I lift that knee up and touch it to my elbow. And we'll do each side for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. Bring that leg in. Ooh, my arms are getting tired, but I'm still holding them up nice and strong. Let's do that other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and let's rest those arms. All right, good job. Go ahead and shake those shoulders out. Anything that needs to be released, let go of that tension. Okay, we're going to continue working that core. This time I'm going to put my hands behind me as if I'm going to be doing a sit-up. So I'm going to put my hands behind, visualize that I'm lying on the ground. I'm going to bring that body up, and I'm going to touch one of my knees. And so this time I'm actually bringing my body forward. So instead of keeping my body upright, bringing that knee up, I'm going to meet in the middle. So I'm going to come down and touch as close as I can to my nose, to my knee, and bring my body back up. Really focusing on these core muscles here. Hands behind your back, and we'll do 10. 1, other side, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. All right, nice job. We're going to work these legs a little bit. I'm going to hang onto my chair and visualize as if I was doing a jumping jack, only I'm not going to use my hands. Oh, Kitty's coming to visit. And we're going to bounce those feet out and put them back in. So it's almost as if I would be doing a jumping jack, only now I'm going to hang onto the chair. And I like to hang onto the chair to keep my body upright. I have a tendency to want to slouch when I'm using my legs because it just releases a little bit of that workout. I want a strong core. So I hang on to keep my body upright, and let's pull those legs out for a count of 10. 1, bring it back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pull them back. Nice. Still hanging onto the chair. I'm going to do one leg at a time. So I pull one leg out and bring it back. Really challenging this joint right here. Working these muscles and legs, but opening up this hip. And we'll do 10 on each side. 1, bring it back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, I can really feel that thigh working. Let's do the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and bring it back. Nice. All right. And go ahead and scoot back in your chair just a bit and make sure you feel nice and secure. Open those legs just a bit here. I'm still nice and safe in my chair. Feet can touch the ground. From here, I'm going to push my body up and come back down. So I'm not sure each of us have different length in our legs, and our chairs are just a little bit different. But I really want to engage my thighs. If you're not able to leave the body, you can hold onto the chair and just push as hard as you can against the ground to engage these thighs. If you're able to leave the ground, go ahead and find that position, leave your chair, find that position that you feel nice and strong. Push that body up, legs are straight, and we're going to lower back down super slow, really challenging those thighs till you find the seat, and we push back up. If you're just pushing against the ground, that's still engaging those legs. Nice and strong. My knees are pointed in the same direction as my toes, so I'm not misaligning my joints. Nice and slow, coming down, really challenging these legs. We got 2 more. Push up, and we'll come back down. One last one, nice and strong. Push against the ground as hard as you can. And we'll come back down. Nice. And go ahead and bring those legs back together. This move is going to look very similar, only now our legs are together. I'm going to lean my body forward, push against the ground, bringing my body up, coming back down nice and slow. Again, each of us are different. If you're not able to leave the chair, hang onto the chair. Push your feet against the ground so you still feel that resistance through your thighs, through your calves, really engaging those legs. If you're able to leave the chair, we're going to rise up and slowly sit back down. Tuck that tailbone. Slowly challenging those thighs. as far as you can go before you find that chair. And we got 3 more. Push, push against the earth, raising up. Nice and slow, coming down. Tuck that tailbone. And you find that chair. 2 more. Push. And back down, super slow. Tuck that tailbone. Use those thighs. Don't touch the chair till you have to. All right, last one. Let's push against the earth. All the way up. And we'll come back down. And find that seat. Nice. All right, good job. Let's go ahead and stretch these legs out just a little more. My legs are still out in front of me, feet are flat on the ground. We did this at the beginning, but we did work our bodies hard, so we want to stretch that lower back. Just going to let that body lean forward. Let my hands come down to the ground or wherever they feel comfortable. Soften the shoulders, drop the head. And go ahead and walk your hands back up. Let's spread those legs out. I've got a little bit more room now. I'm going to do that same move, bringing the body forward, only now I can go just a little deeper because my legs are no longer stopping me. Going as far as I feel comfortable, letting those hands drop, soften the shoulders, let the head drop. And go ahead and place your elbows onto your knees, bringing your body up halfway. From here, drop that belly down and look your head up, almost like we're doing our cat-cow. Go ahead and do just a couple cat-cows from this position. Arching the back, rounding the back. And now take those hands, push those legs apart. Let's open up the inside of our hips, our thighs. We worked those hip joints today. Let's loosen that up. And go ahead and bring that body all the way back up. Nice. We did work our hips a little bit, so let's do a figure 4. I'm going to take one leg and rest that ankle onto the opposite knee. Keep that body up nice and straight. If you're able to, this leg can be parallel with the ground. I'm a little too tight for that. My arms are helping my body become elongated. Go ahead and bring that body forward. Don't let the back round. You want to keep that back nice and straight, hinging at the hips. Feel that nice stretch in the hip. And go ahead and bring that body up. Go ahead and let that leg cross over. Let's do a spinal twist here. And go ahead and choose one side or the other, and just go ahead and grab the back of your chair and look behind you. And we'll come back forward. Let's do the other side. Nice, and come back forward. We'll go ahead and uncross that leg. Let's do the other side. Rest that ankle on the opposite knee. Bring that body upright, nice and straight. Lift that rib cage up as you lean forward, or go ahead and hinge at the hips. Feel that nice stretch in the hip there. All right, go ahead and bring the body up. Go ahead and cross that leg. Let's do a spinal twist with the opposite cross. Go ahead and look behind you. And go ahead and come back. Let's do the other side. And come back forward. You can uncross those legs. All right. Let's stretch out these shoulders. We worked so hard today. And I'm just going to let those arms cross back and forth. Nice and easy move here. Swinging them. One goes on top, and then I switch to the other one on top. Nice, let's do some shoulder rolls. And bring those arms big now. And I'm gonna add my body now. I'm gonna lean forward, almost touch the ground, arms up, lean forward, fingers touch across the floor. One last really big circle all the way up. And let's change direction. So go bring those hands towards me. They touch the ground, coming up. Really feel those shoulder blades opening up, the chest, even the lower back. One last big circle all the way down forward. And we'll leave our bodies up, still keeping those arms circling. One last full circle, and just the shoulder blades now. Nice, and go ahead and come to a rest. Let's go ahead, we didn't do our necks at the beginning. Let's go ahead and do our necks right now. Hands stay nice and secure. We're just gonna look over that left shoulder, and then look over the right shoulder. And look up and down. And one last stretch. I'm gonna go ahead and raise one arm up, let it fall, touch the ear, and I tilt that head down. Opposite arm extends towards the floor to get a nice stretch across the shoulder to the neck. And let's go ahead and release. We'll do the other side. And release, nice. And go ahead, if you have any other tightness, you go ahead and shake it out. Whew, all right. I think I'm gonna feel this tomorrow. That's a lot of work out on the shoulders there. All right. Well, it's good to see all of you. Nice to have a Monday workout together. I did have an exercise I wanted to leave you with. But first I want you to do this experiment with me. I want you to place one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly, and just take a deep breath in. And let it out. And take a deep breath in. And let it out. And tell me, where did you take that deep breath in? A lot of times we'll take a deep breath in and the chest gets big and the belly gets small. And then we let it out. Some of us, we take a deep breath in and the belly gets big and the chest feels a little smaller and we exhale out. And I'm wondering where you guys are.
A little on the belly, more.
More on the belly? Nice.
Yeah.
On the belly, since I'm, relaxed.
Both for me.
You had both?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's ideal. Really, we want to breathe through the belly. And as children, we breathe through the belly, but it doesn't take long, right? And then suddenly we're taught not to let the belly stick out. We hold that belly in and we take that deep breath in. If you were to suddenly be startled and you take that breath, a lot of times it goes into the lung because that's that natural practice. I think if we're thinking about it, we can bring it into the belly. But a lot of times our breath is in the chest. And so we really want to focus bringing it down. So you guys are doing excellent. I have a practice for you just to continue to strengthen that practice. And you can do this in the morning or in the evening when you're getting ready for bed. And when you're lying in the bed, so visualize yourself lying in the bed. and place something on your belly. It could be a washcloth, it could be a small pillow, something that you can visualize. And I want you to practice lifting it up, lowering it down, lifting it up, lowering it down. And as you lift it up, you're taking a deep breath in, exhaling, letting it go back down. And it's a great way to start the day and end the day, reminding your body the importance of breath work, but practicing how our body should be breathing. And so you can just put your hand there if you want, but I like to have I'll get like a red towel or something really bright that I can actually see my belly rising and falling. It's kind of like a reward for me that I'm practicing that proper breath. And so starting the day, ending the day will just help to train the body to breathe through the belly. And it sounds like you guys are already on that path. You naturally went to the belly, which is awesome. So, but good practice. In Ayurveda, when we look at healing the body, we use breath, we use mantra, breath, mudras, and then eating properly. Food is medicine. So, but the breath is so big in healing the body. And so we want to make sure that when we're practicing our breath,